Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines comes to you compliments Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Freedom is driven to pursue that passion that keeps you up at night and makes you smile in your sleep. Freedom is bold to embrace the possibilities that can open up your world and conquer new heights. Freedom is fabulous, with bits and pieces that enhance the quality of your life. Freedom is what you do with the flexibility to change path or direction when you need to. Freedom breeds ambition and purpose while having loads of fun along the way. But most of all, freedom is well-deserved for the road traveled and the journey still to come. Unleash your freedom with Nexa Credit Union. Offer ends August 31st, 2023. Call us on 440-1354 or visit our website to pre-apply. Apply now. Freedom awaits.
Live from the Grenadian capital, this is Network News for Thursday, July 13, 2023. In the headlines, Bank and General Workers Union and Republic Bank failed to reach a settlement. Exactly 1 week later, police are investigating another apparent suicide. Police deny detaining popular businessman and pastor in connection with John T. Robinson's death. Psychologist calls on Grenadians to be kinder to each other amid concerns about depression. 90 young men and women graduate from the New Life organization. Also in the broadcast regionally, Caribbean region prepares for COP28. Internationally, U.S. President Joe Biden pledges to back Ukraine for as long as it takes. Plus in the sports news, youth football comes alive in Carriacou. Stay with us. This is GBN.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave bathroom tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue, available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
Good evening, I'm Kenroy Baptiste. The Bank and General Workers Union is advising the general public that efforts to settle the ongoing trade dispute between Republic Bank Grenada Limited and the Bank and General Workers Union failed to reach a settlement yesterday, July 12. Negotiations for a new collective agreement between both parties commenced on April 13, 2022. There were 10 rounds of negotiations at the bilateral level, 2 rounds with the Labour Commissioner and 3 rounds with Labour Minister Claudette Joseph. The last round of mediation at the Ministry of Labour ended on March 13, 2023, with the bank claiming that it required the minister's written recommendation to act. The union accepted the minister's recommendation. The written recommendation was provided by the Minister for Labour on July 3, 2023. Yesterday, July 12, the bank wrote the Minister for Labour informing her that it had rejected her recommendation of 12.25% over a 4-year period. The Bank and General Workers Union says it views this development as extremely unfortunate and not providing the right climate for industrial peace. The union says it expresses concern over this latest development since the workers and general public continue to be negatively impacted by the ongoing strike action. Well, the Royal Grenada Police Force has confirmed another hanging incident on the island. The body of a female was found hanging at her home. Renaped Thomas has this report.
Police have confirmed that 21-year-old Kiana Roberts was found hanging in the room of a dwelling house in True Blue St. George on Thursday morning. Roberts is the second female found hanging in 8 days on the island, which is presumed to be a case of suicide. The family of Roberts, who is still shocked by her death, was unable to speak to the media as they tried to cope with their loss. In an interview on Thursday, clinical psychologist Shauna Curfey, speaking on the topic of suicide, indicated that the community and its role in how we communicate and interact with each other is a key aspect in the way persons deal with mental issues. Curfey said there is a need to revive love and kindness among our people.
And I'm not any saint, but I find that we really mean. We are really mean. And when things happen, that's when everybody is aware. You cannot be aware after the fact. Community must be caring, and community must be communal. Communal means all hands coming together to work for the common good. Caring community means I can sit, I can hear you, I can listen to you, I'm involved in your space. Some of the things you're doing may be helping me heal, and you're not sure what you're doing. It's like how sometimes people would sit next to me. I've gone somewhere and say, "Hi, Miss Coffee, can I sit here?" And I said, "Sure." And then at time I would get some mail and they say, "Oh, you know that time I sat next to you, just a little conversation we had lifted my spirit." The person is not your therapist, so you're not going to spill your entrails to them. No. But just who you are as a person, who you are at the table, who you are at the soccer field, who you are in church, can bring people to that level of understanding. No, there are kind people around. I shouldn't do this, right? So if all of us replay and relay and engage, right, in that psychosocial level of positivity, then I think we can impact more change.
Coffey said the issue of suicide is not just a concern in Grenada but in the Caribbean region as well. According to a World Health Organization report, between 2015 and 2018, 98,000 deaths by suicide was recorded in the Caribbean and Latin America, with most of the cases recorded within the Caribbean region. Coffey shared some of the holistic ways in which depression and the suicidal thoughts can be addressed.
Improve access and delivery of suicide care. The hospital system must have a special suicidality protocol with which they apply when an attempt is made. Okay? You can't be treated regularly. We have to change that care. Then fourthly, promote healthy connections. So in our schools, our peer groups, right, or service groups that we have, the extracurricular activities, and so we need to infuse that kind of healthy connections, right? Even in our family structure, you may have a wise aunt, a wise uncle, a wise cousin. You understand? And these are some support connectors that can actually prevent the suicide, because we have to teach coping and problem-solving skills. This is the main issue here. This is the main issue. How do we cope? Do we teach it at a classroom forum? Do we teach it via social media?
An autopsy will be conducted on Roberts, and police are continuing their investigation in the case. Renaped Thomas, GBN News.
Speculation is rife about two hangings believed to be suicides, which rocked the nation 8 days apart. Last week, Celine Edwards was found hanging at her home, and according to her family, she was battling depression following her mother's passing in 2022. Well, mental health has been at the forefront of efforts of the Ministry of Health for a healthier nation. Neela Fletcher is a Grenadian psychologist who holds a master's degree in clinical community psychology. She joins us for this conversation on depression. Good evening.
Good evening, Kenroy.
Concerns have risen following the deaths of two young individuals 8 days apart. They were found hanging, allegedly suicides. Admittedly, there's now much talk about depression affecting daily life and living. What are some glaring signs and symptoms of depression?
Well, depression isn't always very easy to detect because it's characterized by the way that the person thinks, feels, and behaves. However, some of the more glaring signs of depression would be predominantly low moods, complaints of not having energy to perform simple tasks, loss of interest for things that they once enjoyed. They may become withdrawn socially, sleep issues, so they may be sleeping too much or not sleeping enough. They may experience changes in their appetite, and this is oftentimes seen with weight gain or weight loss. They may experience irritability or angry outbursts. So overall, there is some difficulty in regulating their emotions. They may feel hopeless or worthless, may experience symptoms of anxiety, or even experience physical pain and recurring thoughts of death or suicide.
So when someone who's depressed commits suicide, for example, in what state of mind is this person?
Okay, so this is not always clear, but many times when you speak to persons who have attempted suicide or speak of suicide, they feel hopeless or worthless or feel like life is no longer worth living. And a lot of the times it's said that persons who end their life via suicide are selfish, but that couldn't be furthest from the truth, because when you speak to persons who experience suicidal ideation, they oftentimes tell you that they believe that their family and friends would be better off without them. And so their thoughts have led them to that place.
Neela Fletcher, outside of professional help, how can family and friends assist someone who is believed to be depressed?
Well, the first thing that family and friends can do is to learn about depression. That's one of the first things that we can do. We always say that education is empowerment, and really in this case it is. Don't make assumptions about how they feel or what they need. It's always best to ask. Ask, how can I help you? How can I, be of help to you? Pay attention to changes in their behavior that may suggest worsening symptoms or their worsening of their depression. Also, lovingly encourage them to seek professional help. Shower them with healthy foods rich in antioxidants and vitamins and proteins, because all of these foods boost your moods naturally. Checking in daily, and today we have access to so many platforms where we can keep in touch with each other. So checking in is also another important way that family and friends can stay in touch and understand suicide risk, and not taking their comments for granted. Whatever they say to you, believe them and take it seriously.
Which leads me to ask you that within the Grenada context, is there a need to have 24/7 professional help available to people struggling with depression?
I believe that it would be really helpful if we have a 24-hour hotline, not just for persons who are living with depression, but for anyone who is experiencing some sort of mental health crisis or have a mental health concern. That way, we might be able to help more persons before their symptoms worsen and get to a point where it's difficult to manage their symptoms.
Psychologist Neela Fletcher, we'll leave it here for now. Thank you for your insights.
Thank you for having me.
All right, other news. The Royal Grenada Police Force is refuting claims of having questioned two prominent individuals in connection with the murder of Josiah John T. Robinson. We get more in this report.
4 4 days shy of 1 month since he met his demise, and to date, no one has been arrested. Josiah John T. Robinson of Lansopine, St. George, was laid to rest on Thursday. Liturgy was held at the Blessed Sacrament Catholic Church, Grandance, St. George. Robinson's body was found motionless on June 18, 2023, on BBC Beach, Grandance, St. George. Autopsy results indicate that Robinson died as a result of manual strangulation. The question lingers in the minds of many. Who's responsible? Meanwhile, the Royal Grenada Police Force refutes claims of having questioned a businessman and pastor for the murder of John T. Josiah Robinson. A statement issued reads, and I quote, "The Royal Grenada Police Force has become aware of information currently in circulation on social media, stating that police have picked up a prominent business person and a pastor for questioning in relation to the murder of the late John T. Robinson. The RGPF categorically refutes this information. We are vigorously pursuing every lead in this matter. However, we have had no interest in either of the two individuals in this regard. The public is hereby advised that you should only accept such information from credible official sources." Unquote. GBN will continue to follow this story and bring you details as it comes to hand. Christelina John, GBN News.
This is Network News. After the break, 90 young men and women graduate from the New Life organization. We'll talk about that. Stay with us.
Request, repay, repeat with Ariza's FlexiCredit Evergreen Loan Facility. Qualify for a FlexiCredit with limits up to $25,000 or use your home equity to qualify for more. Extra cash at your fingertips whenever you need it, accessed using your debit card, and managed using AMI, Ariza's mobile internet experience app. FlexiCredit allows you the flexibility to top up to your approved limit any day, anytime. Already a member? Send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987. New members join today to apply. Request, repay, repeat. Use your FlexiCredit for vacations, shopping, wedding, general expenses, and more. Ariza loan terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
In our part of the world, we need to be prepared for natural disasters like storms and hurricanes, even outside of the season. I'm sure you'll agree that keeping our loved ones, homes, and businesses safe is important. So, I came up with a few quick tips to help you stay safe. Familiarize yourself with your electrical panel, as it may be necessary to switch off the power during a storm or flood. Make sure you install a transfer or isolation switch to prevent your generator feeding electricity to Grenlec's line. If trees are too close to power lines, call Grenlec at 237 for advice. By following these easy steps, you will be well on your way to being hurricane ready. Don't be caught off guard by natural disasters. Prepare now. For more information, visit grenlec.com.
Get Rubigas. Get cooking. Rubigas, clean, safe, and reliable LPG is the perfect solution for your commercial and everyday needs. For cooking at home or barbecuing, choose Rubigas LPG cylinders. Available in a variety of sizes from 20 to 100 pound cylinders. Rubigas LPG, clean, safe, reliable. Are you cooking with Rubigas? Get Rubis, get going.
It's the 4th edition of Hubbard's Live Free for 1 year promotion. Cuatro Punto Cero. It's unbelievably amazing. You can win free fuel, free drinks, cash prizes, free property and vehicular insurance, free cable, TV and internet, free electricity, free coke, free water, free cooking gas, free paint supply, free passes to Sunshine Promotion events for 2023, free groceries, all for 1 whole year. And every winner receives a lunch package. Be sure to fill out the entry forms and enter it into the marked entry boxes at all Hubbard's departments and at participating outlets. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2023. Draws will be held every 2 weeks. Terms and conditions apply.
Wait and see, wait and see, wait and see, wait and see. Whenever we touching the vacancy, we just climb over the gate and see.
Boom! It's carnival time at Courts Ready Cash. So visit your nearest Courts Ready Cash for instant carnival prizes, tickets, and much more with your loan of $3,000 or over. Come home to Courts Ready Cash this carnival season and enjoy flexible payment terms, hassle-free service, and fast approval. All you need is your ID, proof of address, a payslip, your job letter, and 2 references. Simple as that. Follow Ready Cash on Facebook and Instagram for your updates and in our in-store carnival parties and our carnival workout sessions. It's time for carnival at Courts Ready Cash. Visit shopcourts.com for details. Come home to Courts Ready Cash. We are ready when you are.
Everybody push something in the air.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think a Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Apply for a Home Easy Loan today for a chance to win a cash prize. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
Terms and conditions apply.
Well, what do you know? The NLA is giving you an additional chance at winning in its Crazy Cash Second Chance Parish Giveaway. Yes! Starting June 10th, enter your non-winning Daily Cash 4, Daily Pick 3, or Playway tickets valued at $12 or more in a single purchase for a chance to win over $25,000 in cash. Be sure to write your name, address, and contact info on your entries before dropping them in the NLA branded box at your favorite authorized agent. Draws will be conducted every Friday starting June 23rd to July 21st, 2023 for every parish. That's a total of 105 draws of $250 each. Promotion ends July 14th, 2023. Must be 18 or older to participate. Other terms and conditions apply. NLA, making your dreams come true.
At NIS, we are dedicated to continuously improving our services and meeting the evolving needs of Grenadians. To achieve this, we are implementing important changes to the contribution rate and pensionable age. The contribution rate will be gradually increased each year until it reaches 16% in 2031. This contribution will continue to be divided between you and your employer. In addition, the pensionable age will move from 60 to 65 years. This increase will also gradually reach 65 by 2029. Pensioners will still have the option to claim a pension at a reduced rate before age 65. If you have any questions about how these changes will affect you and your family, please contact our informational hotline at 440-6647 or visit www.nisgrenada.org. Stay connected for more updates from NIS, your trusted Social Security provider.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think a Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Apply for a Home Easy loan today for a chance to win a cash prize. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Terms and conditions apply.
90 students graduated from the New Life organization on Thursday. Renaped Thomas reports.
Empowered youths are the hope of today and the joy of tomorrow was a theme of the 2023 graduation ceremony of the New Life organization NULO as 90 young people graduated from the learning institution on Thursday. The graduates were reminded of their journey within the institution and some of the obstacles they had to overcome. Director of NULO, Margaret Yomaha, in her remarks to the graduates, spoke of some of the key values that had to be instilled in the students during their stint at the school.
During this short period at NULO, you were expected to do and to become a number of things. We kind of forced you to become a number of things, and some of you saw the need to become a number of things. Among them were to become more aware of who you really are, to smooth out the rough edges of your spiritual life. You were expected to work on your attitude, your self-esteem, conduct, and your behavior. You were also expected to develop proper work ethics, including but not limited to good time management.
Featured speaker at the ceremony, Ms. Diana Thomas, Deputy Chief Education Officer, reminded the students that as they start a new chapter, they should remain focused as they are the future leaders of transformation in Grenada.
You, dear graduates, are the driving force behind progress, the catalyst for change, and the torchbearers of hope. Empowered youth have the ability to break barriers, challenge the status quo, and overcome obstacles that stand in their way. Some of you might have at some point been tagged with negative labels. Like Buju Banton would say, you were buried alive. But here you are on your graduation day, still breathing.
GBN News, Renaped Thomas.
The joint conference of the Caribbean Agricultural Extension Providers Network concluded with a gala and award ceremony recognizing the contributions of farmers towards food security. Here's the report.
5 local farmers were awarded last evening at an awards ceremony and banquet held as an integral part of the joint conference of the Caribbean Agriculture Extension Providers Network. The event at the Radisson Grenada Beach Resort recognized the hard work, dedication, and success of farmers. 3 of the awards came from the Caribbean Food Crop Society and were presented by Mr. Colin Colonguez, chairman of the board. The awardees included Grenada's minister responsible for agriculture, Senator Adrian Thomas.
Caribbean Food Crop Society honors Senator the Honorable Adrian A. Thomas, Minister of State with responsibility for agriculture and lands, fisheries, and cooperatives, for your inspiring achievements and commitment to improving the food and agricultural sector and strengthening the rural agricultural economy in Grenada and throughout the Caribbean. Given today, July 2023, Wilfredo Colonguas, Chairman of the Board.
Mrs. Gemma Bain Thomas and Ms. Tessa Barry were also awarded.
The Caribbean Food Crop Society honors Ms. Gemma Bain Thomas, President of the local organizing committee, for your leadership skills, hard work, and dedication in achieving the utmost success in the organization of the Joint Conference CFCS CAIBNet. Given today, July 2023, Wilfredo Colonguas. Thank you. So I know Tessa because she, when we had our meeting in Belize, she was the Miguel and Aurora Lugo student scholar. So she had finished her PhD and she submitted it, and she was honored with that. As a professor, I left you with a take-home message, right? Gratitude, defiance, and hope.
The Grenada Ministry of Agriculture also presented awards to Miss Deborah Benjamin from Westerhall, St. David, a full-time farmer for over 20 years, engaged in the rearing of small ruminants and the production of vegetables. Miss Paula Whiteman from Madej, St. Patrick, a vegetable and tree crop farmer, and Mr. Jacob Andrew from Richmond, St. Andrew, a farmer for over 40 years. Ms. Gemma Bain Thomas, delivering the welcome remarks, encouraged engagement and dialogue with farmers.
Whether we recognize it or not, the awardees here today are all agricultural scientists whose focus is on the food, fuel, water, and natural resources that keep our world moving. They are working to produce more food, to make food safer, for us to have a cleaner and healthier environment. As part of a national team, it is on all of us to work with them to stamp out poverty while making farms more efficient and sustainable.
The award ceremony and banquet was held under the theme Cultivating Excellence, honoring champions of Caribbean agriculture. Chrislina John, GBN News.
Congrats to all of the farmers. All right, senior citizens are painting up a storm in this evening's GBN I Saw. It's time to take a peek through the GBN I Saw lens.
The elderly gets in tune with their artistic side in tonight's GBN I Saw. As the Grenada Association of Retired Persons GAP celebrated 12 years on Wednesday, an artsy event was held for some senior citizens at GAP's location on Kirani James Boulevard, St. George. The initiative was facilitated in conjunction with Nash on Jeremiah Arts. GAP provides engagement and support for mature citizens 50 years and over. The mission is to offer learning opportunities, social activities, fun events, and valuable benefits to its members in Grenada. We thank our citizen journalists for that submission. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp at 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Still ahead, practitioners in media and communications participate in risk communication training.
Welcome to the SMC's Crescendo to Grenada's Panorama 2023. And you see pan business, that is we business.
My name is Andrea Isdale. I am 21 years old and I am from St. Paul's. For me, playing pan was like second nature because like any other community-based organization, when you grow up seeing your parents do something, it's natural for you to want to do it. So it wasn't a choice, it wasn't a decision. It was just a natural thing that I knew that I actually had to do. So it was no choice. At the pan yard, we have on Thursdays is our in-house pan yard liming day. So we have different things. So tonight is our cricket night. We have games night. We try to bring in persons to speak, to have motivational nights, to get players more inspired and wanting to play the pan more and to have a greater love for the pan. So that's some of the things that we do. It's definitely okay to come and see us practice. We always put on a show, whether it's practice or performance or a gig. Our days for practice are Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m.
powers my smile? The sun. And it does a whole lot more. Through programs of the PURC, I use the sun to produce my own electricity. So can you, using the sun and other sources of renewable energy. Sign up today at PURC.
My name is Alimaka Motley. I've been here doing nails since 2017. Me being self-employed, I have realized that paying the NIS benefits me now and even when I retire. By the time I'm 65, I will be receiving contributions back from NIS. So I benefit because I'm self-employed. Anything can happen. If anything happens to you while you're at work, you've got a bad cold, you have the COVID, you have dengue, we have all these diseases that's plaguing us at the moment. NIS will be giving you back some form of money when you're ill. So I would encourage all small business persons to sign up with NIS now.
You more chances to multiply your Playway winnings by adding Multi-X to your regular Playway bets to win up to 5 times more. Imagine winning as much as $1,200 instead of $240 with a $10 Playway bet by simply adding Multi-X. Place your Playway bets from $1 to $10 or in increments on your favorite Playway symbols or numbers. Then add the Multi-X option at the same value to win 2 times, 3 times, 5 times more, or free plays. With Multi-X, you must bet the same amount wagered on your regular Playway bets for your winnings to be multiplied. Grenadians, value your dreams and win your way as much as 5 times more with Multi-X added to Playway and watch your money grow. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium.
Network News, welcome back. Practitioners in media and communications in Grenada are participating in a 2-day training on risk communication as the Ministry of Health aims to create a more solid platform for disseminating health information to the public. My colleague Winaped Thomas tells us more.
Over 30 government officials, including communication officers, healthcare professionals, and representatives from the Ministry of Finance and Transformation, are participating in the Risk Communications training, which commenced on July 13 at the Radisson's Grenada Beach Resort. Risk communication is the real-time exchange of information, advice, and opinion between experts or officials and the people who are faced with a threat to their survival, health, economic, or social well-being. The training, which was organized by the Ministry of Health, aims to educate participants on how to empower persons to make informed decisions to lessen the effects of threats such as disease outbreak and take protective and preventative measures. Senior Community Health Nurse Hannah St. Paul explains.
We realize it is very important for media personnel and healthcare workers to collaborate. This would help to strengthen the capacity within our country to be able to manage risk and crisis communication. It is essential that we provide capacity building in this area because coming out of COVID, we realized that there was a lot of misinformation. And as a result, we are now building capacity within our health workforce and the Media Association to be better able to communicate with messages that is targeted at the population needs. We realize at this time that the public is lacking a little bit of confidence in our health care service, and we are looking to regain that trust. And we have over 35 persons attending this training here this morning, and the training continues tomorrow as well, and we are expecting another 35 persons, media workers and healthcare professionals at the training.
Risk communication is proven to be a critical tool in emergency preparedness and response. Certified risk communications trainer Kevin Frederick spoke of the importance of the training and the role communications officers play in this regard.
An infodemic is really a mixture of misinformation, accurate information, speculation, scientific information. So the media is one of the most important stakeholders in communications because the media represents the home, the people at home. They represent the individual who cannot access the information real time. And so when you partner with the media and you get them to understand the importance of risk communication, they carry your message. Because we live in a society where information is no longer static.
Frederick also spoke of some of the key areas that will be addressed during the training.
There are 7 fundamentals of risk communication. Of that 7, the top 3 is very, very, very important. Even up to the top 4 is considered the most important. That is, the first thing is to be right? The second thing is to always be credible, right? You have to build trust. You have to show empathy. These are the top 4 tenets of risk communication. So when you understand that and the media understand that, that could help us to actually save lives.
The training is funded by the USAID and implemented by the World Health Organization through the government of Grenada. It is facilitated by communications consultant Philomena Robinson, an experienced crisis communications expert. On Friday, another group of government officials and media practitioners will be afforded the same opportunity to learn about risk communication. GBN News, Rena P. Thomas.
Before the break, the Grenada National Cyber Security Incident Response Team, CSIRT GND, is informing the public of a fake Facebook profile purporting to belong to the President of the Senate, Dr. Decima Williams. This fake account is being used to solicit funds from unsuspecting users of Facebook. The public is warned against accepting friend requests on social media without first verifying the requester, sharing personal information online without first verifying the entity requesting same, and sending money to people without verifying that the request is legitimate. Anyone needing assistance in verifying content or offers found online or for general online safety information and advice, please reach out to the National Cyber Security Incident Response Team on WhatsApp and Telegram 473-423-2478. By email csirtgnd@gov.gd, on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at CSIRTGND. We'll be back to report the sports news, followed by Around the Globe.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grandans, Victoria Street, Granville, and Central Deputy Street, Wall. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
And so it begins. A journey like none other. Every moment has the potential to be unforgettable. Bring home a piece of the tropical green forest with every emerald. Capture the sparkling light of flawless water in a diamond. Make the sunrise and sunsets last forever. With precious colored gemstones, the essence of happiness is in our most precious memories. So, when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will last forever. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
A whole new level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
Do you know, when you play the games of the National Lotteries Authority, you are supporting sports, culture, and nation building in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit-Martinique?
Hi, I am Junior Murray, cricket coach, sports enthusiast, and a former West Indies cricketer. I endorse the games of the NLA 100%. For the past 40 years, the NLA has been funding many sporting activities, including competition for schools and clubs, and for athletes to participate in overseas tournaments such as the Carifta Games and regional cricket tournaments. For those reasons, I play the game of the NLA. Even if I do not win, I know Grenada always wins.
Yes, when you play all the games, the NLA in turn supports sports, culture, and nation-building activities throughout the Tri-Island state.
Sporting fans, good evening. A 30-member team from the King Edward's Grammar School, KEGS, in England, is in Grenada on a cricket tour. KEGS is one of the top 100 schools in England for cricket. The team will be engaged in a series of matches against schools and cricket academies on Ireland. Steve Mahan is the cricket coach in the Ministry of Education.
They have 14 games to play. They will be playing against schools like GBSS, PBC, SAS, St. David's Secondary, Junior Murray Academy, and a mixture of St. Andrews under 15 and St. David's under 15. So I'm excited. We're hoping that the weather holds up because we've been getting very bad weather. But I think the condition of the grounds are in good, they're in very good conditions, and we're hoping that we'll get some cricket on.
Mahan explains the benefits of this initiative.
Okay. First, well, our young cricketers, they meet players from different parts of the world. They will look at them and learn some of the skill. They also make friends, so they exchange email address and different contacts, and they keep in touch. They also, it's good practice for them because as you know, you can only get better the more cricket you play. So I think they are very excited every year or every time we have a touring group, and sometimes as well the team leave gears for it to give out to the school. I'll give the ministry, and we give out to different schools. So it's a couple of benefits, and as you know, it's sports tourism, and they come here, they spend a little cash, they stay at the hotels, they buy food, they pay the transport, they pay ground preparation, they pay the umpires, they do everything. So it's good for the economy. Although it's small, but it's good for Grenada.
Tim Worrell, tour manager of the King Edward's Grammar School, said the tour is a means of developing the cricketers.
Well, we're playing all around the island today, the next 2 weeks, and we're playing teams from all around Grenada, at Progress Park, at La Sagesse and here at the National Stadium, as well as other grounds. So we're developing their cricket. We are introducing them to another part of the world, to cricketers from another part of the world, where you can play cricket all year round and of a very high standard.
All right, so the King Edward's Grammar School tour runs from July 12 to 23, and the visiting cricketers will play at least 6 matches at various venues across the island. This story to report: the Grenada Sports and Wellbeing Foundation launches its 4th annual Caribbean Under-13 Boys Tournament on July 15 and 16 at the Lauriston Stadium in Carriacou. This is what we know. This year's tournament will see participation from 22 teams from Trinidad and Tobago, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Grenada. Teams like Just Sports, Hampshire United, Tobago, Union Island, Bequia, RSSA, Canoan, System 3, Hillsborough, Leicester, Harvey Vale, and Mount Pleasant are all returning to make an impact on this year's tournament. We can tell you too, the tournament seeks to add depth and exposure to children at the grassroots level and lay the foundation for national service later in life. The 2023 Gold Cup final, to be played on July 16 at Sophie Stadium in the Los Angeles metropolitan area, will feature Mexico and Panama. Mexico qualified for the Gold Cup final for the 11th time and will be seeking their 9th crown. They reached the final after finishing atop Group B, defeating Jamaica 3-0 in Las Vegas in the semifinals. Panama qualified for their 3rd Gold Cup final, the first since 2013, and will be seeking their 1st title. They previously appeared in the 2005 final, losing 3-1 in a penalty shootout to the U.S. after a 0-0 draw in regular time. Panama's path to the 2023 final began with a first-place finish in Group C, in which they defeated Costa Rica and Martinique by identical 2-1 scorelines before closing the group stage with a 2-all draw against El Salvador. Panama then earned a commanding 4-0 quarterfinal win against Qatar and beat the United States 5-4 in a penalty shootout in the semifinals in San Diego. The final will crown CONCACAF's best men's national team and conclude 2 months of elite football in the region that included the 2023 CONCACAF Champions League final and the 2023 CONCACAF Nations League final in Las Vegas, Nevada. The match is scheduled for 4:30 p.m. local time. That's the sports news for the moment. In this HGP TV report, Renata Burnett provides an update on the ongoing case involving Guyana's former Minister for Local Government and Regional Development, Nigel Dharamlal, who is facing accusations of rape and sodomy. President Irfan Ali urged that the legal system be allowed to take its course in addressing this matter. However, the opposition intends to organize protest actions to ensure justice is served.
During a press conference on Wednesday, President Irfan Ali reiterated that we must allow the system to work in the case of the 16-year-old schoolgirl who had accused former Minister of Local Government and Regional Development, Nigel Dharamlal, of rape and sodomy. During a Facebook live stream, Hastings Williams noted that, like any other citizen, she would continue to fight for justice for the schoolgirl.
If I don't stand up for what is right, I have to count myself culpable of condoning or accepting that wrong thing that is being done to another citizen of my own country.
In a letter dated July 9, 2023, the alleged victim, among other things, stated that her privacy was violated when she was taken into the Child Care and Protection Agency. Moreover, she said the issue should not have escalated to the extent it has.
A conversation will continue, Ms. Simona Brooms, and the protest will continue, or the picketing will continue when it is necessary. It will continue. So I want our viewers to know that we are not going to give up. Now is not time to give up, but it's time to continue to talk to each other.
Last week, President Ali disclosed that Dharamlal did not want to bring the government into disrepute and, as such, tendered his resignation. He's expected to name Dharamlal's replacement by the end of this week.
Chairman of CARICOM, Dominica's Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, has been speaking out about the region's expectations and positions as preparations get on the way for the upcoming COP28 in the United Arab Emirates. He shared some of these expectations during a press conference at the end of the recent 45th CARICOM Heads of Government meeting.
We also had interaction with the president of COP28. COP28 will be held in the United Arab Emirates, more specifically in Dubai, with Sultan, who is the Sultan Al-Jaber, who is the president of the COP28. And the whole idea is for us to ensure that at this COP28, that there really no talking red and no promises, that we have to come out of this COP28 with concrete action, concrete decisions. This idea of every time we go to a COP engagement, something new comes up, some new proposal on the table, and we tend to forget, that is to say the developed world tend to forget or pretend that they forget that they made certain promises to us some 15 years ago, none of which have been manifested. Then we met in 2015 in Paris. There were signatures to an agreement, to the accord, but nothing concrete has come out of this Paris Accord. So this issue of climate change and its impact on us is really too crucial for us not to get the world to understand that they must not only talk and have fancy speeches and profound speeches and applauds, but we have to translate those into concrete actions. And if promises are made, those promises must be kept.
U.S. President Joe Biden made a pledge of support for Ukraine in his speech at the NATO summit in Lithuania on Wednesday. More details in this report.
We will not waver. We will not waver. I mean that. Our commitment to Ukraine will not weaken. We will stand for liberty and freedom today, tomorrow, and for as long as it takes.
In the final stop of this trip, President Biden is taking a victory lap, touting the expansion of the NATO alliance to include Finland and soon Sweden. Biden just met with the president of Finland, insisting that the U.S. and Nordic allies are more united than ever against Vladimir Putin, with Russia's border just about 100 miles from here. It is a split screen from almost exactly 5 years ago to this day, when former President Trump met here with Putin. In that major speech in Lithuania, Biden blasted the Russian leader for underestimating how the U.S. and its allies will stand with Ukraine for as long as it takes. They're now pledging long-term security guarantees. And after Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky sharply criticized NATO countries, yesterday he struck a much more positive, grateful tone in an hour-long meeting with President Biden, both leaders calling that meeting a success. But at the end of the day, there is still no timeline for when Ukraine could join the NATO alliance, even after the war ends.
Stay with us. We'll remind you of the headlines after this. This is the Grenada Broadcasting Network. A reminder of the headlines. Bank and General Workers Union and Republic Bank failed to reach a settlement. Exactly 1 week later, police are investigating another apparent suicide. Police deny detaining popular businessman and pastor in connection with John T. Robinson's death. Psychologist calls on Grenadians to be kinder to each other amid concerns about depression. 90 young men and women graduate from the New Life organization. Also in the broadcast, regionally, Caribbean region prepares for COP28. Internationally, U.S. President Joe Biden pledges to back Ukraine for as long as it takes. Plus in the sports news, youth football comes alive in Carriacou. That's all from us in the GBN newsroom for the moment. I'm Kenroy, Baptiste. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.